needs actual life when it comes out of the womb. Bible definition, when it comes out of the womb, and it is alive.
Okay. Oh, wait.
No, go. You're fine now.
So, what I would say to that is that a baby having emerged from the womb also cannot survive on its own. That concept of it being completely dependent on the physical and biological effort of the mother and father remains true all the way till like late childhood at the latest. Like a 4-year-old can't survive on its own. That's not how it works. So
okay. Very important to understand. I agree. Oh, sorry. I thought you were done.
Yeah, go ahead.
So none of us, not one of us, can exist on our own. We are similar to wolves. We are pack creatures, humans. We need each other, and the ability to stay alive exists because of society. Our ability to stay alive is because of our ability to farm, to grow food, to have a community of people. We would not exist as
I agree with you.
Okay,
And
cool.
what I'm sort of getting at is that the fact that we rely on others doesn't make us less worthy of life.
No,
that the people we rely on don't get to decide to terminate us.
Absolutely not. Absolutely not.
Okay.
But
can you help me understand why?
The difference is when a baby is born, all it needs is the same thing we need now. The same thing we need as humans. Society, we need food, we need nurturing, we need those things.
Yeah.
But what a fetus needs to be able to become human, to become what we are, is it needs the most advanced medical treatment that we've only been able to achieve through thousands of years of medical research. And
I don't understand that at all.
No, like babies are just born, bro.
You don't understand that.
How did people get born before thousands of years of medical research? Somehow it happened, right?
No.
I think honestly, objectively, we all know that like an abortion is a fucking awful thing. I don't think anyone actually likes doing it. I think it's just kind of like, you could sit 100 hours of classroom training about, how abortion is terrible from a Christian perspective, and then now it's not from an external perspective. But then it's just like, I think at the end of the day, like if you have a woman literally having a mental breakdown, screaming, ready to kill herself, who's not even going to be willing to raise the child in the first place, and the thing is to go through adoption, and it's just a complete mess, and there's so much suffering, and like she doesn't want to completely deform her body over a case where she was raped by her father. I think it's like, dude, like there's so much suffering already. Like just let her get it, especially if she wants to. Like I don't think we should be able to enforce a law saying that you can't do it, especially from a perspective that's technically. I think it's more so religious than kind of defining that it's a conscious living person.
Yeah, I mean that's kind of like where the abortion debate is right now, right? Like you're not gonna get like universal like quote unquote legislation against like abortion or anything like that for all cases of abortion. Even the law that Trump wants to push through the House is one that does have an exception for rape and incest for obvious political reasons, but the moral justification for it like remains the same. If you want to be consistent about like life at the moment of conception, then it wouldn't logically follow that you could make exceptional cases in the case of rape and incest.
Yeah, and I would say that you have the right moral impulse there. That
it's valid.
People who are getting abortions are they recognize on some level that it's tragic. Like it's not a pleasant
that's fine.
thing that you want to do, but I think it's worth digging one level deeper.
Yeah.
And like, why is it tragedy at all? Like,
if it was purely
inconsequential, then it wouldn't matter. And
no one's saying
the
it's
fact
inconsequential.
that it has moral weight means that you're actually damaging something that has worth.
Not moral weight, because morals are creative.
That's the whole crux of the argument. It is a moral argument, right? It's not a propositional argument. It's not a synthetic argument. It's a moral argument.
Incorrect.
Unfortunately, propositional logic cannot account for justifications for all, some, or none propositions, which is the kind of question that a moral question is asking. So you're asking a moral question. We got you. What I would say is that it's valid, right, to bring up quality of life concerns. I totally agree with you. These are valid premises or objections.
No one's talking about quality of life.
But the problem is that when you're
asking
about the moral question about human life that's involved, it's just not sound. It doesn't follow from the premises.
Yeah, no one's talking about human life either.
Well, I wanted to ask you a question, Snake, about the. Could we go back to the baby thing real quick, or are we like past that?
No, please.
Whenever babies are born, they don't need only the same things that like we need right now. There's plenty of things that they need. Otherwise, they die within a matter of hours or days. Like they don't have skin to skin contact or some artificial ways of heat, be that a heater or like even like a heating lamp very far away. They like die of like cold. Or like their brains, if they don't look at people within a certain amount of months or years, their brains start to like not de-develop, but they just start rapidly decreasing in development. Or like even if you don't talk to your child, like there's plenty of things that babies needs that like we don't need. Also, babies like they suffocate incredibly easily. Like they're not just like there's plenty of things that they need that like we don't. It's not just like they just need food, water. That's not how that's not.
Yeah, no. So it's very important to understand that we need the same things babies need. It's just that babies don't understand
you're creating a false dichotomy between baby and
dude,
yourself.
I can't get a fucking sentence out with this guy.
This is some smooth brain.
Jesus fucking Christ!
All right, it's okay.
You're missing ridges from your brain.
Just shut the fuck up for 10 seconds.
Okay. Yeah, Snake, go ahead.
Thank you. So yes, we need the same things that babies need.
No shit, Sherlock. Thank you, Captain Obvious.
I'm just waiting until you can shut the fuck up for 10 seconds. Just let me know whenever that is.
Wait, why are you so mad? Why are you upset right now?
Because he doesn't believe
because you just got here.
Are you gay? Are you gay?
I see that you joined. I'm happy you joined. I just need this guy to shut the fuck up for 10 seconds so I can respond to the question that was asked of me.
Why? What did he do? What did he do?
He interrupted me 8 times in 10 seconds.
All right, just say what you want to say.
Okay, so yes, babies need the same things we do, which was my earlier point, but they don't understand. Babies don't understand that they need it. So they need to, the things that were brought up was they need to breathe. Yes, so do we. We need to breathe very often. Babies need to breathe just as often, but they don't understand they need to breathe. So we can't put stuffed animals in their cribs. We can't.
Breathing is part of an autonomous nervous system, man. Like
what do you mean they can't breathe?
Let's
let him breathe.
Let's let him reach his conclusion.
This is totally right brain thinking right now.
It's not like something they learn. Snake.
I agree with you.
Is he LARP? I think he's LARPing.
This is like right brain thinking.
Are we done? LARP? Are we done?
I guess the point
is... Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, like...
You say my point because I obviously am not allowed to say my point. So you...
We're listening.
I get what
you, but you're not
I get what you're
saying.
you just joined, so what do you know? But he's kind of getting
Makes
at,
it even
like,
worse.
yeah, well, he's kind of getting at there's sentience and understanding that kind of evolves over time and your needs change. But what I would say is that it seems like an ever-moving goalpost of what makes you worthy of human consideration. That what does it take to be worthy of not being murdered? Is a mentally challenged person worthy of being murdered because they don't understand X, Y, and Z? I would say no.
Should murderers be murdered?
You would say
Should
no?
we kill people that murder people?
It's a
You
fun
would say
meme.
no that a mentally challenged person does not consider?
No. What I'm saying is the fact that a mentally challenged person doesn't have the same level of cognizance as you or I doesn't make them any less worthy of surviving.
Yes,
Yes,
correct.
it does make
is
them less worthy.
That is my point.
Okay.
That's
It's
my
a very
It's
a very biblical view.
That's my
point.
point.
Let's debate the point. Let's debate the
I
point.
agree with you.
Let's say like they want to have a child, yet they're incapable of having that child, and yet you physically see that they are starving the child in front of your eyes.
Wait, what?
Yes.
What?
Yes.
What are you talking
No,
about?
hold on,
No,
hold on.
No, what do you mean
that
yes?
doesn't make any sense.
You're saying that everyone is like physically capable of having.
No,
a
I'm
child,
not saying
right?
that.
Oh,
Nobody
okay,
said
hold
that.
on, hold on. Let's say that they decided that they were. What are you going to do? Abort the child?
No.
What?
Okay,
We're
you're not
literally
gonna
for or
This
against
wrong.
that. Bumblebass, what are you or
Were you
Bumblebass, whatever the hell
listening?
your name is, what are
You
you
guys are
talking about?
abortionists. You guys believe in abortion.
Maybe
Let
you misheard. Maybe you misheard what was said,
hold on.
Bumbleless. But
develop
you're not making sense.
Let Bumbleless have a minute because that didn't make any sense. Bumbleless, please.
Let me make it sense. Two people that barely can take care of one another.
Okay.
Man and girl can't give care of one another individually. Decided to procreate and have a child. Can barely take care of the child. There is an option where they should, and it is medically like they should abort the baby.
Wait, what?
This is not
How do you
making
go
sense.
from being poor to should abort the
No,
baby?
hold on.
This is the
It
Planned
is in her belly.
Parenthood.
It
This
is
is
in
the
her
Planned
belly.
Parenthood
It is
argument. Let's hear it.
recommended.
Bring it
It
on.
is hold on.
Bring
It
in
is
the Margaret
recommended.
Sanger.
Calm
Bring her
down.
right here.
Recommended. She just found out she had a kid. They can barely take care of one another. Should they have a kid?
I mean,
What?
here's the thing.
No,
He's
you said
claiming
two
that-
different things there. You said economically,
yes,
they're
women
unfit
are
to
made
have
to have
children,
babies. That's
and
literally the point.
medically, there's some reason not to have the baby, which are two completely different problems.
They're not even capable of handling themselves.
Yeah,
Well,
but
hold on.
Okay,
What do
so
you mean of
you mean
handling themselves?
economically and socially? Well,
Just have babies
the answer
and
to
choose
that
a
is that
good
people have figured
progenitor.
people have figured that out for hundreds of thousands of years.
Make sure the genes are good.
Bumbless, I don't understand. What do you mean taking care of themselves?
All you gotta
Economically has
do-
nothing to do with biologically.
Individually, they need aids just to take care of themselves.
In what ways, though? Like
I would say hot take. Nobody needs AIDS.
Where to go, how to move.
Yeah, Bumbless. In one case, it's
What the
biologically
fuck?
or materially determined.
The
Got
thing
that.
is that they
But
are
in the
considered
other, it's not deterministic in the same way that like
you can do whatever you want.
nature is.
They need aids.
You're not
People
predetermined to be poor.
Abysmo. Abysmo.
Why are you
You're being
interrupting?
dumb.
Even
Actually, some people are
Bumbleless,
predetermined to be poor.
Oh my god! Oh my god!
A bunch of smooth brains in here.
Okay, I'm not going to answer a question if people are going to interrupt.
Jesus was very poor.
Bumbleless.
I think it would be a
Jesus
much
was
more
Oh my
intellectual.
god! New guy! Holy
Fred,
shit!
stop
It would be
talking.
more
I
intellectually
this
honest to be
scenario.
like, you know what? If you're too poor to have sex, then maybe you shouldn't have children.
Yeah.
Totally understand.
Well,
All I'm
Jesus
saying
was
is-
poor. What do you
Abysmo.
mean?
If you're too
What
poor
the
to have
fuck?
children,
Other way
if
around.
you're too poor
If
to
you're
have
too
children,
poor to
You're
yeah, exactly.
then you know what? You shouldn't have sex. That's the truth.
If you're physically date
Abysmo,
Two poor to have children, don't have sex.
you exist.
Simple as that.
Abysmo, first of all,
you guys want to justify your right to sex, which you don't have.
Your right
That's
to
not
what?
biologically predetermined.
Abysmo, you exist.
Actually
based and true pilled.
Like, this is
That's actually what Jesus taught.
You guys are trying to post-hack rationalize like your natural right to sex.
Get your money.
Have a
You
natural
don't
right
got
to
money.
sex.
Shut
You
the
guys
hell
can't
up.
shut up for
Exactly.
10 seconds to
Snake,
fucking
You have
learn
no
something.
money. You're
drinking
broke as
the-
fuck.
You've
Shut
been
up.
drinking the feminist fucking.
You guys can't shut up for
Simp
10
Kool-Aid.
seconds to fucking learn something.
All right,
no,
go ahead.
Snakes, you're just a simp, dude. You're a beta cuck.
Snake,
You're
I have a
broke,
question.
bro.
Snake,
You got
can I
zero
ask-
money.
Hey, Snake, I want to ask you a
Abysmo,
question.
You exist because generation after generation had babies.
Yeah, that's a via
Okay.
populum
All
fallacy.
right.
You have no money, bro. You're
Halfway
broke.
through my sentence. Halfway through my sentence.
Snake,
Generation after generation didn't kill me.
Yeah, Snake, within the like Bumbless, I have a question. Like, you were talking about the economic stuff. If I go to a Ferrari dealership and I have $5 in my pocket and I test drive the Ferrari and crash it, why do I not have to pay for the Ferrari?
There you go.
You do have to pay for it. What do you mean?
That's the point. That's the point. But like, her argument is you shouldn't have to pay for it.
You should
Exactly.
You don't have to. You
okay,
actually
but
don't.
You're like a Marxist.
Hold on.
That's like a
Why should I have to
communist.
pay for it?
Well,
You don't have. You don't. You literally don't have to. You don't understand. You don't understand what it is to test drive a vehicle.
You do in fact have to pay for it.
You have to have a driver's license and you have to have insurance before they let you test drive. You're fucking stupid.
Let's zoom out from the hypothetical.
I just want Snake and Bumbless to answer me. Why do you have to pay for it? Is it because you took on the responsibility before doing the act? Is it because you took on the responsibility before doing the act?
You do not have to show proof of insurance.
Okay, Snake.
It doesn't matter.
Snake, that doesn't matter. Will you answer the question? Is it because you took on the responsibility of knowing what would happen if you crashed? Yes or no?
No, because what happens when because the business has business insurance. You guys even the
I don't think this is a
examples,
helpful
even
example.
100% it's not a helpful example. Also, it just shows you don't know how insurance works. When you walk into a dealership,
but that's the problem. We don't want to talk about insurance policies.
Car, it's under the business's insurance.
Okay,
you
don't
even
care.
know what you're talking about.
We don't care.
You don't
about
even know
insurance.
what you're talking about. You crashed the car. It's the
we
business.
We don't care about insurance
it is
policies.
under business insurance. That's correct.
Yes. It has nothing to do.
Yes, but who cares?
Ability to drive.
But for compliance
but
reasons,
who fucking cares? What?
Stupid.
How car insurance works while test driving a car? Let's get back to the topic.
Would love it. Would fucking
back
love
to the
it.
topic for real.
All I'm saying was that there was a gray line and no one's recognizing.
Bumbles.
Okay, I think you're talking about grayness without thinking about it. I don't hear any content. It's just
my grayness. I said it many times. It was especially concerning the medical field.
No. I don't understand what you're saying. It doesn't make sense. You're not saying coherent sentences, to be honest. Maybe you should go to bed.
Bumbless would love if you were better because
you gotta call him out on that. You gotta call him out.
So confusing to understand what like a gray line would be in regards to medical abortions.
Not everything's a gray, blurred line.
We just called you out, dude.
The example would be
murdering people is a pretty black and white line.
Murdering people that exist.
I want to ask Eugene a question here.
Okay.
I'm going to ask specifically, what do you think your gray line in regards to abortion would be?
That's what we've been talking for the past hour. Were you not listening?
The gray line to me as a Catholic would be if it was a true trolley problem scenario where if you knew the mother was going to die.
Trolley problem happens all the time.
So
it rarely ever happens. Like
there is this principle called
so do
double
late
effect,
term
right?
No. If
the mother, for example, has cancer, and she has to have treatment, right? And the treatment that's available to the mother includes like risk to the fetus. But for obvious reasons, if the mother dies and the fetus dies, right? So by principle of double effect, if you choose medical treatment to treat one thing to save one person's life and it causes the death of the other, then it's not morally reprehensible.
Right. And that's where I would grant some grayness. But where I would not grant
what would Jesus
grayness,
do? Jesus would like die.
where I would not grant
he did.
grayness is
And then women are just not taking up their
economically-
cross, and that's a
if it's-
problem.
if it's economically
and let him
if it's
finish.
economically
Fuck you.
yeah. If
Fuck
it's economic
you, dude.
all right. Fuck you, etc. All right. So if it's economically inconvenient to have kids, or if the mother and father aren't
I don't
socially equipped to have kids, that is not a reason.
Not a reason.
That's
Eugene
not
would
grayness.
love-
A 16-year-old
Eugene, I would love.
Penny's turning is not an economical region. I mean, that is kind
An
of
economical region. Go to bed, please.
Not an
please.
Go to
economical
bed.
reason. I said.
But
Regardless, I'm agreeing with you. The thing is here is
all right.
What do you think?
I'll see you at church on Sunday.
Okay.
Bumbles,
You guys know each other?
It's time for bed. You're not helping. You're not
she's
helping.
agree with
My
me.
issue
So
here is, what do you think is a reasonable time up to conception? You know what I mean? You said it was Plan B, correct?
no, I didn't. Conception
So,
is
it 10
the
weeks?
origin of life.
Bumbles, you're like, listen. We agree, but you're not helping. I would like you to go to bed.
I'm not talking to you, sir.
Okay, but
we agree. We're
you're
the only people that agree
words
in
that
here.
don't make sense.
Come on, you feminist, let her speak.
I did not take up for you.
Well, Snakes thought he was on the team the whole time.
Listen, I don't want to embarrass you,
I'm on the team, but
you're
she can't
clearly
fucking
intoxicated.
form a
So go to bed. Okay,
You
just go to bed.
form a sentence, Bumbles. Just go sleep time.
Okay, the men in here, shut the fuck up, genuinely.
All of us are men.
Wait,
except
Eugene,
you.
wait.
I'm the
So-
only one that agrees with you, Bumbles, but you're
Oh
not.
no! Oh
I
no!
understand. I really don't understand. Like, look, you can take up for whoever. I just want to understand this one point of view. What is the conception that you agree with? Is it
The
That doesn't make any fucking sense. Go to
What is
bed.
the conception,
Let me
bro?
answer. Let me answer.
Answer the question.
Hold on. Let me clarify.
The conception I agree with.
Hold on. Calm down.
It's when a man and woman have sex and conceive a child. That's how it works.
Let me clarify. When
Okay.
do you think it is time to have an abortion?
Never.
What? Why would you have an abortion? What the fuck?
Why not? There is a certain.
What do you mean? Why not? There's a million reasons. Murder. Why would you kill a baby?
So up to 20 weeks into pregnancy, that is not a time to have an abortion. No offense. Let's not act like people don't have abortion.
20 weeks?
Hold on.
Please go to bed. This is embarrassing.
What would the acceptable time
Somebody
be?
shut the spinster up, please.
So you said it's okay to kill a baby if it's 20 weeks.
We should do two things.
Yeah.
Bumbles, go to bed, and Trez, go to bed.
No offense. You guys are.
I'm not even drinking anymore. I think she needs a therapist.
Bumbless is.
Bumbless and Trez, go to bed. We're trying to talk here.
Speaking. Snake? Okay. Whatever. Snake.
Yeah, literally whatever.
Bumbless, I'm your only ally in here.
Listen, Bumbless, I hope you're intoxicated, because otherwise I'm worried.
No, she's sober.
You know what? This is why America is a third world nation.
Wait, Eugene, this is the soul of the original conversation when you heard it. She was talking about why, because she was comparing and drawing a comparison to how other developed countries like European countries or Canada, they all kind of liberalized and made abortion be a thing. And she heard her perspective, why is it still a divisive topic in the United States? And that's when you joined and you started making a case to be pro-life. The simple answer is that the United States still has a massive demographic where a lot of people still don't live in massive cities. So you still have like a lot of this rule like spirit, conservative spirit that is like predominant there. And there is a sort of culture war, clash of cultures, because from the conservative point of view, abortion is one of those things where it's for the most part in their perspective very unnecessary, because a lot of it you if you're just abstinent and you're not like fucking around and hooking up, then you would be mitigating the need to have an abortion in the first place.
See, I'm not a pro abstinence person. I'm a pro marriage person. I think people are naturally inclined to have sex. I think people are naturally inclined to have sex and they want to do it.
Oh
and
yeah.
If you want to do it, embrace the fullness of that, which is an openness to children.
Literally.
Like it is not. We did not survive or grow as a species or as a country
This man
on
is cooking
abstinence.
right now.
Are you happy?
Like we did not survive as a country or a species on abstinence. It was an embrace of family and the idea that your natural
you gotta have
impulses.
babies. There can't be no abortions, bro. Come on.
If you want to have sex with somebody,
you gotta have family.
fucking marry them. Go for it. Have sex. Do it. Have sex and embrace the consequences of that. That's it.
That's the thing.
So the issue with that, Eugene,
This is unrealistic.
is that the highest?
It's not.
Is that the
not.
highest?
No, he's spitting facts.
Wait.
Unless you have 10 children
Bumbless,
yourself, and it sounds like you don't.
Bumbless. I love
don't
you.
understand why.
Bumbless,
We
you lack
are
discipline
on the
and
same.
you can't
We are
emotionally
on the
regulate
same
yourself. That's
wavelength.
your
But
fucking problem. Stop blaming society
Let me.
for your
What-
inability
let
to
me.
regulate your emotions.
What am I blaming?
Let me finish
Don't
my
have a
sentence.
natural right to sex without
You
consequence.
don't.
Am I doing it?
Well,
I'm so confused.
No, not without consequence. What?
Snake, go for it.
Okay, so
I don't even know what
most of the teen pregnancies
Nobody wants to
happen.
marry you, Bumbles. Go away.
All right,
Most
Snake.
of the teen pregnancy rates vary by state.
Okay.
And with some states having higher rates than others.
Okay.
Which is obvious.
Yeah.
What is obvious specifically about it?
Factors could, it could be population, it could be a bunch of stuff.
Oh,
but
what's obvious, that they're southern states or something?
You don't need to interrogate him. Just let him get his thought
I
out.
don't know what's obvious. I'm so confused.
Let him finish his thought, and then we'll get to it.
Listen, bum. I am on your side. Can you not understand that I'm the only one that's on your side here? Mississippi, Arkansas.
She can't. She's drunk.
Arkansas, Arkansas, Louisiana, Oklahoma, Kentucky. These states have the highest teen pregnancy rates in the country.
Yeah.
The same states that don't want abortion.
Okay.
Yeah. That's a big deal.
All right. So my answer to that is
that's a good
argument. Is odd.
Can I interject?
It's how things should be.
So he's an overtalk.
Isn't directly related to how things are.
Well, hold on. They have.
Why do you want to kill babies, though?
Hold on.
I don't want to kill babies. Listen, if Republicans actually fucking cared. All right. Can I rant for a second?
Why can't you just stop killing babies?
Eugene, can I rant? Eugene, can I rant for a second?
You have 43 seconds to rant. Starting now.
43 seconds. That's all I need. If Republicans actually cared about fucking teen pregnancy or pregnancy in general, they would allow contraception to be free. A little bit of plastic in every school, in every convenience store, for free, condoms for everybody, forever. It would eliminate this issue. You wouldn't have to worry about it. You would just physical education plus contraception that is free would just eliminate this issue. But they don't want that. They want fucking abstinence, and that's it. But if we just remove abstinence, because we know that people will have sex, and I don't know where I am on time, but we remove abstinence because abstinence does not work. People want to have sex. So we just give them free condoms and we tell them to have sex.
Why don't you just make them get married
So,
instead? Why is that not the better solution?
Exactly, Trez, and that's what I'm getting
like,
at.
You're adding all of these extra steps, and you could just say, yeah, have sex and then get married.
No,
like,
right.
Why is that not part of it?
No, hold
Trez, I agree with you. And
There doesn't need to be married.
Snake, you have a point that
you live in the real world.
Wanting to have sex is entirely natural, and I agree. I am not pro abstinence. Absolutely not. Sex is a natural impulse, and the natural end of that is marriage and family. And the problem is when you try to divorce that from the social consequences, that you can enjoy these physical pleasures without the reality that attends to them, which is children. And we live in a fantasy world if we tell ourselves that you can frolic in this lustful fantasy land and not have to do anything about it. Like our bodies want to have sex because per natural law we're guided toward pregnancy and children and family. That's what it is all about.
It's about having babies, bro. You gotta have babies.
I'm sorry to interrupt.
You got
I
to.
am sorry.
If you're not having babies, stop fucking.
No, hold on. Can I just throw this?
Trying to have actual babies.
Well, I would.
Can you handle the responsibility?
I wouldn't tell anybody to stop fucking. I think
Trez and Bubbles.
keep fucking, because there's no way to stop it. And
keep fucking and just have babies, dude.
Exactly. Keep fucking, have babies, get married. That's it. There's no abstinence. It's get married. That's the point.
Trez and Bubbles.
Trez and Bubbles. Realistic.
You should
genuine. Because the thing is, and especially in this economy, these people, especially when they're hold on, especially
what do you mean?
Excuse me, ma'am. Why can't you fucking grow the fuck up and take some accountability? Holy
wait,
fuck.
let her make a point. Let her make a
fuck
point.
Up, you child. Stop being such a child, Bumble.
I will say one point.
Call each other.
Let her say it.
When there is like the option of Tinder, and when there are the options of
Tinder, was that your argument? Tinder.
Let's hear it and then respond. Yeah.
Well, she kind of.
When there's the option of the young people having Tinder, when the young people like literally think they can have access to whatever they want, and no offense, there's not a lot of young people that are.
You're gonna get herpes on Tinder, retard.
Let's just listen to her and then tell her why she's wrong.
They're not running towards marriage whatsoever at all.
You're running towards herpes.
What is going on right now?
Yeah, but Bubble, is that the baby's fault? Is that the baby's fault?
No, hold on. These are kids that are coming from divorced parents that don't want to have that happen to them again. So there's a lot of like therapized individuals that they don't want to. It's insane of what's going on.
What do you mean therapize individuals? What is that?
All I'm saying is they don't want that to happen again. Regardless, it doesn't matter. All I'm saying is there's a lot of individuals that don't want to be trapped into I'm being married and I'm being
so
trapped into
sacrifice a child at the altar of your own
the answer there is that the casual sex that Tinder and other platforms encourage.
She's talking about trap. What trap?
That's the answer.
Eugene, wait, can I talk to my teammate?
The social reality we live in is not morally good. That's what we're saying.
Yeah, we all agree that it's not perfect.
Can I talk to my teammate for a second? You guys can hear us talk, but let me just talk.
Sidebar. Let's confirm.
Oh no!
Can I get a sidebar?
Let's confer on the sidebar. Yeah.
Bumblus, I have two questions.
It's ops.
I have two
Yo,
questions.
ops. All right,
I'm
what's good,
curious. I'm curious how old you are, and I'm curious what you're
How
drinking.
drunk you are.
That's those are my two
This guy
questions.
is ops.
Are you literally hitting on her on Discord, dude? What is this?
This guy's ops, bro.
I
You're a fucking
literally
op, man.
could not be less attracted to anyone in this call.
Abismo, your
Does that help you, Abismo?
are
And I
literally
don't.
stupid. I don't care for
Bro,
it.
you're
And
ops.
move on.
Bumbless,
Listen,
I
Bumbless,
just hope you're
you're
intoxicated because otherwise you're
Why?
loopy
You're not
beyond
helping.
repair.
Actual problem with the meal.
Listen,
Like what's going on in today's society?
You're
Huh?
cutting
Yeah.
the rolls.
I love that you're on my fucking side because
William,
you
William,
fucking
William,
are
that is
destroying.
any of them. Wow.
Bro,
Let's
you're
all
ops.
act like they're what's going on in society.
I really hope that tomorrow when you wake up, you're better at debating.
And I hope you come to church with me tomorrow.
Yeah, can you go to
No, I hope
mass?
you do not go
Can you,
anywhere
like-
near Eugene.
Can you do an Ave Maria? Just do one Hail Mary. Like,
Yeah.
what are you
So instead
doing,
of
bro?
actually answering the
Trez,
question,
every time you talk, it's terrible. It's
Listen,
terrible.
if you want, we can go into a side call and we'll say the rosary together. It'll be
We
great.
should do the
Yeah,
rosary.
you go on with Eugene and you say the rosary with him in a side call.
Yeah.
And when
So
I ask you
you
what
don't like
you're
it because you're a
drinking,
side of the
I get
And then I'll bless you with a child.
oh my god. He's
Taking
gonna bless you with a child, but I'm the one that's fucking hitting on you. Okay.
Sorry, I shouldn't say that. God will bless you with a
Yeah,
child.
you shouldn't fucking
I'm
say
just his
that.
instrument.
That's fucked up.
when he
He
wakes
said
up
he's
tomorrow,
gonna put a child inside of her.
He's
Yeah.
gonna give you a baby.
Yeah. But
I hope he
I'm the
wakes up-
one because I asked her what she's fucking drinking.
Oh.
Yeah, okay.
Uh-huh.
That's great.
The answer is hand sanitizer.
Yeah, it might be.
I'm sorry, you guys are pathetic, but regardless.
All right,
These are
so
like,
we've settled the
half of
question.
us
Abortion is wrong.
so you
It's
guys can't
evil
answer a
and should be banned.
got it.
I'm
Should
glad
be
we
banned.
resolved this
Eugene.
question
Oh, so
definitively.
this is their way of thinking. Got it.
Eugene.
Yeah.
Eugene.
Wow. Wow,
banned
dude.
They couldn't even like handle a question, so it's unfair.
The moral grayness of
Bumbless.
the absinthe I'm
Bumbless.
drinking
Oh,
is
no,
totally
no.
gray.
No. Handle it. Cool.
What's up?
I'm glad this is
Eugene, so who's going to deal with the ban? The government?
Huh? What?
The government? Who's
The same
ban
people
that
who
you-
deal with the ban on murder. Yes.
Okay, so the government is going to decide whether a doctor and a patient need to get rid of need to have a medical procedure.
Killing a child is not a medical procedure.
It is.
gray
It
line,
is in
Nope,
Bubbless.
it's not.
I know you're trying to help, but
Going into a Planned
I'm gonna
Parenthood
go
clinic
somewhere else.
and saying, "I would like an abortion, please," is
No,
not
no,
the
just
same
go
as
ahead.
"You're dying on the table, ma'am. Our only option is to do this and that." That's totally different, and it's so rare. It's not even worth considering.
it's so rare. Those are the late term abortions. Do you understand? You understand that those are the late term abortions. They are the rare ones.
No.
Oh my God, she left. So I'm the only one with this point
Thank
of
God.
view.
She
Thank
went to bed.
God.
Snake, you're about to get
Thank
destroyed.
God. Everybody fucking direct your hate towards me, please.
Nobody hates you. Nobody hates you.
No, I
You just
mean,
think you're stupid. Sir. You just
yeah.
think you're stupid. That's not the same
Direct
thing
your
as hating you.
well, oh my God.
You
If
don't
there's
hate
anybody
stupid
talking
people,
about
but it doesn't mean
if
that
there's
stupid people aren't stupid because they're not hated.
if there's anybody that's going to talk
listen.
about being stupid, you are the last person that should do it.
I'll grant you. I'll
Eugene
grant
is
you that in
actually
terms of like numbers, that yeah, I bet what's counted as late term abortions probably includes some number of like medically necessary tragedies.
insanely
What
rare
I would
late-term
say,
abortions. Insanely rare. It's a good thing to look
fine,
up, Eugene.
that's not my
Good
crusade.
thing to look up.
My point is that no one should be able to decide electively to terminate their child.
So vast majority abortions
Let's just focus.
early.
Let's focus on the
Happens
early
early term.
term elective. I don't want this baby that's growing inside me.
Right.
Let's focus on that.
Which could be rape, could be incest, could be anything.
Could be, and I would still say it's wrong, but it's usually not. That's usually not how it happens. That's not most abortions, and you know that.
Well, most abortions happen because listen, if we just Eugene,
because of what? Because of, no. Snakes, finish the point. Most
okay.
abortions happen because of what? What's the claim?
So
What's the claim?
a bit
You were just saying.
Abismo?
You were just trying to enlighten us, right? Most abortions, according to you, are what?
Abismo, did you hear the girl?
You're shifting the goalpost, sir. Excuse me, sir. What are most abortions about?
Abismo, I'm just curious if you heard the girl.
You're detracting. Stop shifting.
I think he was about to tell us. Let's hear.
Abismo, I'm trying to make a point here. I'm trying to make a point.
Well, let's hear what he says now.
Different conversation.
I'm trying to make a point. I'm trying to make a point here. Did you hear the girl that was super fucking drunk and not?
Sure did. Yeah. Will did.
Did you hear the
that
girl
loopy
that
cunt
was super
is gone?
fucking,
Go ahead.
Yes, you heard the super fucking drunk girl that was the only person that was on my side. You are the equivalent to that. I'm trying to have a constructive conversation with the only person in here. Near and Far actually seems to have a constructive conversation when he jumps in too. But you are the equivalent to that fucking drunk.
Okay, all right, but who cares? Let's
what's
just
with the meta conversation? Snakes, you were saying that most abortions are what? So here's the thing.
So just listen, maybe learn, and then after you learn a little bit, then jump in. Just wait.
Yeah, so there's no preaching in this room. If you fucking start preaching, you're just gonna stay fucking muted, and we're gonna change the topic.
Well, so let's hear what he has.
Here's what happened. Eugene made a claim about what most abortions are. You tried to refute his claim by providing a claim of your own, and then in the middle of your sentence, where you're referring to,
he's gone.
Piece of shit.
Yeah, it's usually how it goes.
Yeah, this is not a conversion room. This is not a preaching room. It's a debate room. And if you don't have a fucking claim, like, there's no right to speech in this fucking room.
Of course not. And
but I
unfortunately, this topic is
faith argument with him. So it is.
Unfortunately, this topic is anathema. It's so fraught and emotional.
I mean,
and
I'm more
I get why it
interested
gets
in
heated.
people sticking with their claims, and he couldn't stick with the claim that he was trying.
He's back. So let's just hear what he has to say.
But it's very hard to debate with stupid people, and if you just don't.
All right, no more preaching. All right, so Snakes. Here's where we're at in the conversation. If you still want to engage, okay.
He's gone.
He just wants to bloviate.
Of course. But, sometimes,
so Snakes, here's the reframe, okay? Yeah, he's fucking child.
Let's just, let's let him do his thing and rejoin or whatever. But, hello.
Yo, Eugene.
Yo.
If I can give you a piece of constructive criticism, I'd say try and keep it more succinct because you guys were speaking past each other.
Noted and ignored.
Eugene, are you really an MD?
Nah, dude. Do you remember that reply guy to Trump who called himself eugenegu MD? I'm not an Asian medical doctor. I just called myself that.
So, Snakes, if you want the reframe, here's the reframe.
I don't know why he keeps joining and rejoining.
Baby. He's a baby.
Hello, 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 hello. Test 1, 2, 3. I am a medical doctor and can give you medical advice. 1, 2, 3. But I'm told I should keep my medical advice succinct.
So, Snakes, here's the reframe. Eugene made a claim.
Oh man, I don't even know what's happening now.
Well, I mean, he thinks that just by leaving it.
Snake, if you're here,
channel,
he'll unmute you in a second, I think. Hello?
So, Snakes, here's the reframe of the conversation. You see, he doesn't want to stay with the point.
I don't know.
He wants to preach. So here's the reframe of the conversation.
Let him be abysmal. I think he doesn't want to talk to you. You hurt his feeling,
Perhaps. I don't know if he thinks he can't hear us, but I mean, if you okay. Well, anyways.
Enough with that guy.
Now that we're amongst based friends, like this topic and any kind of actual moral topic becomes so fraught and emotional and
so I mean, I understand you think you're having a good faith conversation, right? It's just better to show or demonstrate where their bad faith argument is, because it's just continue to shift the goalpost on you. Once you identify how they're shifting the goalpost, and if they ignore it, then it's no longer a good faith conversation.
Well, I'm not trying to have a good faith conversation, to be honest.
You wanted to hear his feelings? All right, we can have him come back if you want.
No, I'm not trying to hear his feelings either. There's no value for me in hearing some wrong opinions. But I think there's more evangelical value in being persuasive.
Yeah, I mean that's fine if you want to like preach to people, but this is not a preaching room.
And nor am I trying to nor am I trying to preach. I'm just talking about a didactic or rhetorical point of view that it's better to, catch more flies with honey than vinegar.
Yeah. Again, this isn't a conversion room. This is not a preaching room.
Nor am I trying to convert anyone. I'm speaking my mind.
Right. Yeah, okay, fine, whatever. But you're talking about persuasion and stuff, so it is what it is.
It is what it is.
Yeah, I just will not stay in here if I'm muted.
Snake, you kept unjoining and rejoining, but you kept getting unmuted and stuff. Like, just hang out and you'll be fine.
We're gonna reframe. Yeah. We're gonna reframe it. Okay. All right. We're reframing now. So the framing is, Eugene made a claim. He said that all abortions, right, don't have to do with those marginal cases, and then you were trying to offer another claim of your own about most cases of abortions as a rebuttal to his. We'd like to hear what that is. What's your claim?
Yeah. So what I was saying earlier is I will not stay in here if I'm muted.
This is
abysmal.
That's fine. That's abysmal. Fine. And here's the thing: you don't get to dictate the terms of the moderation of the room.
Yeah. Well, I do get to dictate whether I'm in here or not. I'm the only one with a different point.
Yeah, no, precisely.
Yeah.
So you have freedom of association.
Abysmal. Oh my God, dude.
Listen, forget it. Snake, forget it. I want to hear what you have to say. Let's go.
I want to talk to you about it, but it's important to note that I will not stay in here if I'm muted. And Abysmo, I understand this is your room.
Say
but I don't give
that's not that important to note.
If you
I just want to hear what you have to say.
If you mute me, so you can fucking.
What the fuck?
All right.
Yeah. If you mute me, so you can grandstand, and I can't.
Okay.
Talk,
all right.
It's going to be an issue.
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Just what do you want to say?
Honestly, that was like 20 minutes ago. What were we talking about?
Dude, it was literally 5 minutes ago.
Okay,
I just gave you the
I
reframe. What
Abismo, I
is your
wasn't
point
asked.
about?
I was not
What is
asked
your
Okay,
claim
all right, all
about
right.
most abortions? Why do
anything.
people? Can you give us a
Any
claim? Can you explain what you think? Why people have
anything
most
anything
abortions?
that I project, any question that I'm
Just avoid
that
your
that I
Forget it.
ask
Forget it.
is
Forget it.
not
Don't
directed
even
towards you.
don't even
Nothing's
operate
directed
on the
towards you.
assumption that you have to answer a question. Let's just start over.
Yeah. Okay. Sounds good. I'm talking to Eugene. Eugene, what's the question? What are we talking about? Let's start it. Let's start it over.
What I said previously was most abortions are elective. Most abortions are early term and are a choice.
Correct.
And they are not medically required to ensure the survival of the mother or this and that.
That's because they exist, though.
What does that mean?
If they didn't exist, then there would be more late term abortions.
No,
You
I don't
understand?
understand. No, I don't. What do you mean?
So early term abortions, which is what conservatives want. Like they don't want late term abortions. They want
Let's forget about what
abortions
conservatives want. Let's talk about what I am talking about and what some of the other people here are talking about, which is abortions are not good. So
right. But
So the claim on the table is most abortions are elective, right? And then you're trying to spout all this other nonsense, post hoc rationalization about marginal cases happen because they exist. What exists? The marginal cases or the elective cases? What the fuck are you talking about?
I just heard a lot of buzz. I'm not sure. Eugene, what did you say?
same thing he just said.
I'm sorry. I think there might be a little lag on his end, but
that's fine. Most abortions are elective. And so zooming out, if we're talking about whether abortion is okay or not, let's take the typical case instead of the extreme case. And the typical case is usually elective, social, and economic, and not medical.
okay.
So how do we justify that?
So you do want to limit abortions. That's your goal?
I am a Catholic, and I believe abortion is killing a child.
Okay.
So yes,
Cool.
I seek to limit that to the extent I seek to limit murder.
Yeah. So if there was an answer to murder that was super obvious that we had historical and scientific knowledge about, you would be like, "Oh, cool. Let's do that. Let's limit murder because all we have to do is provide
That's a reductio. That's a reductio ad absurdum.
Hold on, I don't understand what you're saying.
Cool. It's super cool when you interrupt me and then mute me and then all that stuff. But if you could just shut the fuck up,
just go on.
You have a lower intelligence than Eugene.
All right.
Every time I talk to Eugene, it's like you, but with a higher intelligence. He is better. He is better at talking. Just let him talk.
It's because I'm more cucked. But go on.
So all you got to do to limit abortion in America is give people contraception and give them sexual education. We know this because historically, scientifically, across the entire world, all we have to do is give contraception, give sexual education.
So,
and that limits,
I would agree with you.
Limits abortion.
I would agree with you that proliferation of contraception would likely reduce the amount of abortions that happen. However, I don't agree that contraception is good either.
Right.
I think the natural end of the sex act is children and family. In the holy and natural context of a marriage. So I don't think two wrongs make a right, essentially.
Understand, but is contraception better than what you say is murdering a human life?
What I would say is that's a false dichotomy. I think the right answer is
they're both murder.
Sex. Well, I would not say
dichotomy.
No,
It's a
I
false
would not.
dichotomy.
No,
So they're both murder.
No, that's not what I'm saying. Contraception isn't murder. Abortion is murder.
Okay, so
but
one's better
contraception
than the other.
is also not good. Yeah. I would say contraception is less evil than abortion, which is murder.
Okay. Yeah.
However, the natural end of the sex act is children.
Understood.
That's the way it is.
So, yeah, right. Understood. So, by your definition and the outcomes that you were talking about, contraception is much better than murder.
I mean,
or is it not?
At this point, we're talking about gradient.
Is the seed of man?
Fine. I would say, I would say contraception is significantly less evil than murder.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. Then we agree that free contraception for everybody is better than an abortion.
Again, false dichotomy.
No, it's
those
not.
Are our only two options.
You just said,
No, because no. I'm not going back. You're ignoring the real choice to get married and have a family and embrace the consequences of the sex act.
No, you're ignoring real life. Real life, consequences happen and things happen. People want to have sex because
people happen. Children happen.
Yes, of course.
That's where we all came from.
Of course. But you agreed that when people have sex, it's better for them to have contraception and not get an abortion than it is for them to conceive and have an abortion later, because that's murder. Yes. Okay, so under that conclusion, it is better for people to have contraception be freely available to them. This is just this isn't even science. This is just common sense. It is better for people to have contraception freely available to them so that they do not have a baby. That is better than them for them to have a baby.
You see, you're ignoring the obvious and natural third option, which is to have the baby.
No.
Contraception is wrong.
I'm not ignoring that.
No, listen. This is a consistent moral position. Contraception is not good. Abortion is worse. And better than both of those is to have the child.
Okay, so which is better? And you already answered this, but which is better than to have a condom and to never get pregnant? Because that's going to happen because we are humans.
Again, this is what I'm saying. I'm not a sex negative Catholic. Like, sex is natural. It is entirely within God's design. We are sexual creatures, and we want to have sex, and we want to impregnate women, and we want to have kids. That's how we are.
I mean, some of us do.
Well,
Not sure about the people in this chat, but some of us do.
Well, that's the natural order of things. And it is not a binary of use contraception or have an abortion. The third option, which is in fact the most common option and the only option for most of human history, has been to actually encounter the consequences of sex, which is family.
Yeah, no, that's definitely not the most common.
It is not? Really? Really? That is not the most common consequence of sex through human history? Really?
Yeah, monogamy is very new.
I'm not talking. Let's not get off track about monogamy. Let's just talk about the sex act.
Listen, I love monogamy. I think monogamy is the best, most forward thinking. It's the most forward thinking part of human evolution. I think that when you actually create human life, that you are tied to that human until that human is, an actual adult. And I think, all those things are very important.
Shut up! Don't lie to us. You're gay. We know you're gay. It's
okay. Well,
Nobody
let's not
judges
go.
you.
Let's not go there. But what I would say about what you just said is
based on the things you said.
Well.
Abysmal.
The gradient of from
know,
the creation of that human life
I don't know about
to the point that they're an adult is a pretty blurry gradient. At what point do you call them an adult? Are they worthy of consideration before they're an adult? Obviously, they are. You wouldn't kill a child because they're economically or socially inconvenient. And if you draw that line farther and farther back, there isn't a morally coherent reason to draw that line past conception. It doesn't make sense. Like, either they are a unique, genetically complete individual in and of themselves that will grow into a full person, or there's some threshold of number of cells or their heartbeat or the shape of their head or whatever it is that you decide to draw that line at, and that doesn't make sense to me.
Yeah, I mean, I hear that it doesn't make sense to you. It definitely doesn't make sense when they're conceived, because they have no conception of life or breathing or lungs or brain. They don't have anything.
But that's what I was saying to you earlier, is in the case of a vegetable type person or a very mentally challenged type person, like, let's say they're alive and ambulatory, but they're not mentally there. Like, can you just kill them because they're inconvenient?
No one's talking about inconvenience.
Well, I think we sort
no
of
one's
are.
talking about no one's talking about the mentally challenged. We're not talking about people that have the ability to think and lost it.
But
we're
if
talking
you're
about
ascribing any value at all to someone's ability to conceive of thoughts and cognition and emotions and feelings and whatever, then you're kind of excluding real people who are walking around today.
Incorrect. I'm not excluding anyone that's walking around.
Let's say a severely mentally challenged
You're
person who has barely any sense of sentience or consciousness at all.
You're putting them in the same category as somebody that's not even a human yet. Somebody that has never breathed air or thought a thought or
You're right. I am putting them in that same category, which is a perfectly protected divine category that is as worthy of protection as you or me. The fact that I can have this conversation with you doesn't make me any more worthy of life than somebody who can't form a sentence. That's my point.
Yes, and that is the differentiation. I'm talking about the conglomeration of cells that exists that has never breathed air or thought a thought or anything that does not exist because life does not exist.
What I'm saying
within
to
it.
you is that you looking down on that clump of cells purely on the basis of its incapacity for sentience and higher thought is as heinous as looking down on a mentally challenged person who's walking amongst us.
Yeah, I mean, the same amount of arrogance that allows me to do that allows you to eat meat or be a person. Like,
well, God gave me dominion over the animals, so I don't have to worry about that.
yeah, God gave you dominion over the animals and
Also,
allowed you.
I'm not
to eat
ignoring you.
meat.
I really have to piss, so I'm sorry.
Well, go pee. I'll be here, but I will not talk to fucking the lower brain cell dude while you're gone. I will talk to near and far if he wants to. Near and far was actually super smart, I thought, but very limited interaction, but.
I would talk, but it's late and I'm kind of tired, so I just want to hear what you guys are saying.
Yeah, I hear that.
Oh, well, that was a piece of biblical
I
proportions.
was gonna say, dude, you could pee, damn, goddamn.
Yeah, I had the whole flood behind that one.
Oh yeah, hell yeah.
Yeah, so I want to point out like the whole false dichotomy between contraception and abortion. At least in Roman Catholic point of view, we have a more consistent, logically coherent, moral philosophy or approach because in our analysis, right, it's boring for you, but that's the thing because you're a smooth brain. You're missing ridges from your brain, so it's just boring. You're undisciplined, right? You're an ingrate and you're a reprobate. So when it comes to asking sophisticated moral questions, you actually are ill-equipped and don't have the tools to address the complexities of life like you claim to do. That's your problem.
Yeah.
Is
If
this
any
snake here to
one
sleep,
of
or
the
is he just
moral
joking small?
analysis that's included within a Catholic moral analysis is bad, then it cannot be considered to be a good moral action. Yeah. Sleepy Snorri, I hope you sleep forever in the separation from God.
Whoa, you can't see that.
Stupid people make me so sleepy. Eugene, did you have anything to say?
Well, I mean, I would
You
just
can just say literally what you said
reaffirm
if you agree with it, and I'll listen to it.
I would pretty much agree. Yeah, like
Yeah, just re-say what he said because I was asleep during that.
Okay, well, it seems socially like a dichotomy that either I have to have an abortion or not have sex. But that's not real. It isn't real. It isn't how we've lived for hundreds of thousands of years. The actual way we've come to even exist is our parents got together and their grandparents got together and they made it work. And they formed families. And it's only our social circumstances and social mores today that make it seem like that is some unattainable pipe dream when it's not. It's actually the natural order of things.
No, I mean, the natural order of things is for 40 to 60% of infants to die. Infant mortality rates have
let's put aside medical
we're talking about the natural order. We're talking about the natural order of things.
Dude, he's just gish galloping. I'm literally about to mute him.
We're not.
All
Listen.
he's doing is
I'm about to be muted again. Okay.
No, you're not going to be muted.
Great. Great talking to you.
Listen.
Just gish galloping.
Listen.
We're not better if you just shut the fuck up and let the two smart people talk.
Okay, but we're not talking about people in some state of nature wearing loincloths and don't have access to medical technology.
I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about 30, 40, 50 years ago. I'm talking about infant mortality rates plummeting because of...
Well, that was not a result of an embrace of sexual literacy.
No, of course. It's the embrace of science.
Yeah, well,
it's the embrace of
science doesn't tell you anything about how families should be structured.
Of course, they don't tell you.
There's no empirical pathway from medical science to how people should live. It's a chasm that you can't cross unless you make some moral arguments.
If humans ought to live.
So, I mean, basically this conversation is like literally gonna go nowhere, because Snakes is a smooth brain.
No.
Well,
so I mean,
I disagree with Snake a lot, but
yeah, but here's the thing: this is not a conversion or persuasion room. That's not what this is, and neither is Catholicism.
I would agree. I think that the church is the beacon on the hill.
Well, I mean, it's like St. Paul says, right? Like nothing we do, nothing we say as Christians can convert someone. Only the Holy Spirit can do that.
And yet, why did he write his letters?
Yeah, but you're just appealing to a performative contradiction then, so I don't know what the hell you're trying to say.
What do you mean?
Abismo, can I ask you a question? I'm going to direct this at you. I'm going to actually talk to you for half a second.
I think we're past asking questions. Do you have a claim of your own?
Well,
I'll say it like this, right? You know how in Jeopardy,
I'm throwing you a fucking bone here.
I don't need a bone from you.
Jesus Christ! I'm actually addressing you.
I literally don't need a bone.
Listen,
from you.
I'm just helping you, bro.
Don't preambulate. Don't preamble.
I can just keep ignoring you if you want, but I'm trying to help. I'm trying to throw you a bone. I'm asking you a question. I'm opening up a dialogue.
You know, like how
with
in
you.
Jeopardy, even if you provide the answer, you have to put it in the form of a question. That's not what I'm asking you to do.
I'm opening up a dialogue. I'm opening up a dialogue with you.
The claim.
Whatever you want to say it.
Wow. Okay. No, he doesn't. He doesn't want to.
All right.
He doesn't want to, I guess.
Well, because you don't have a claim.
I tried.
You
Well,
don't have a claim.
Excuse me.
pretend
It's
I'm
not
the
a
Pope and ask me
claim.
the
It's not
question.
a claim. I wasn't trying to fucking attack you.
That's not what a claim is. A claim isn't attack. A claim is a good faith attempt to engage in objective certainties.
Excuse me.
If you don't have an objective certainty, then you don't have anything to contribute to the conversation. All you have are
Okay, all
fucking
right.
subjective doubts.
Mush
Sir.
Kane just joined and he wants to say
So
something.
we're going
It's
to
very
review
hard.
this before this conversation goes any further. I'm going to read to you, even though you're a fucking smooth brain.
It's
Doubt
very
that
hard to
does
talk
not
to stupid
invoke a
people.
certainty as a part
Sure.
of problematizing another certainty is just subjective doubt, an unfamiliarity with the matter at hand. Subjective doubt is really asking to become familiar with the matter at hand, while objective doubts are grounded in certainties. Subjective doubts invoked as if they are arguments are mere sophistry. Objective doubts can be used legitimately in arguments. So just
Okay, Google.
make a
How
fucking
do you
claim, dude.
talk
I don't know.
to
Sir.